Good morning, good morning, good morning, my neighbors. Oh, I got my monitor all the way up there. I'm over here looking like I'm looking into the sky. Don't pay me no mind. How y'all doing? I hope y'all had a great week. I know Monday was a little rough around the edges because it was a lot of consolidation. But listen, at the end of the day, it's better that it consolidates and you just sit out of the market than for you to just go ahead and just dive in and try to force anything. So I hope you sat on your hands a little bit and just enjoy it a little bit. Let me go ahead and let everybody know I am online. So go ahead, hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button. Go ahead and grab all my info from everywhere. Studio. What's that? All right. Grab that link and let them know we live. Right there. Post. All right. And then, oh, actually, you know what else I can do? Let me let some friends out there in the sphere know I am on the line. I am. I have not done Starbucks yet, and I just found out about the CEO. I'm so upset. I know because I didn't get in because it was pulling back. I'll show you how the Starbucks shop. My wife's asking me about Starbucks. I literally put it. It's on my freaking Bulls and Bears. I'm mad, but anyways, but we're gonna get to it along the way. Let me just send this out to the group. Where is it? Not it. There we go. All right. I am on live. Boom. You know what? Let me actually, just because my wife decided to go ahead and set me up like this and make me get upset, let's go ahead and look directly on the chart of Starbucks because Starbucks was basically teasing. Let me see, where's my watch list? That was on my bull side. I am I am upset because, like I said, it was sitting on an order block, but it was just, you know what? Let's just look at the chart. Let's just look at the chart. This is the damn chart. This is Starbucks, and what irks me about this, because I would have did this on my Bulls versus Bears. You know what? Listen. I'm upset, but I'm happy. Happy because at the end of the day, there was a lot of consolidation. I did not want to execute cash knowing that PPI and CPI is it. So Starbucks just announced that they replaced the CEO, not with just any CEO, not just some random person that just said, "Hey, we're gonna." They found and picked the CEO of Chipotle to come in. So what does this kind of like translate as far as from a trader's perspective? Which when the market opens, I'm probably gonna have to deal with the shenanigans. I'm gonna wait for it to break out of the downtrend. But if we really think about this, this is the CEO for Chipotle. So are they gonna bring certain styles, maybe some better foods to Starbucks and everything else, and add to the plethora of revenue that they pulled in? Because the CEO before was just bad, right? They kept on missing their earnings, The revenues was decent, right? So we got 9 billion. So this one does look really, really, really good for more upside when it's all said and done. But I'll tell you this right now. Keep your eye on Starbucks. I think there will be a pullback as soon as the market opens. Do not be one of those traders. Do not be one of those traders that you hear the news and you're buying the news. The general term or the general consensus in the market is You buy the rumor and you sell the news. So that means there was a rumor that probably was going on. They were going to fire the CEO. They didn't know who was going to be in or whatever. Some people that knew that was inside, I'm not saying that there's any insider trading, but with technology, it's just so difficult to hold information and secrecy that much. But going into dividends, like this is a perfect time for this thing to kind of shoot up because there's dividends that's coming up. And if you see the dividends, it tends to where people start to pull back their money during dividends. So there's a lot to unpack with Starbucks. It is looking really, really good. And with that said, I do have to do it this way because it's only fair that I give y'all a nice little tidbit on why I was bullish in Starbucks. If you have not followed or liked or subscribed, this is one of the things that I did bring up, and I already released it. You should see it in my channel. I'll probably put the link above for you, the whole video later on. But if we kind of, actually, let me write that down. Post link here. Post BVD. Boom, boom, boom. Right. So what I'm going to show y'all is why I was so bullish on Starbucks. And I'm going to give y'all some levels at the same time on Starbucks itself. So let's go ahead and just get to that. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and keep this party going on to the next segment. Horns versus claws, one of my favorite, because we can look at the market from a bearish and a bullish perspective. So that way we can really, really get prepared for next week. I hope you enjoy. Let me fast forward this over to Starbucks. Fill above the gap. All right, there we go. So that's going up. Now we're going to talk about this week. This week we got Starbucks. Starbucks is sitting on top of an order block. And this order block seems like it's going to hold it down a little bit and probably give it a nice little pop. I'm looking forward to try to fill above the gap at $83 and start to get really deep into that. I was aiming for 90 level, but here's the tricky thing about it. If we look at it from this perspective, it's in a bit of a downtrend like this, but if we squeeze the chart all the way over, it looks like a symmetrical triangle that's starting from here, and I got levels symmetrical triangle. $70 and $68. Those are levels that I'm looking for it to kind of hold it down and make sure that this holds the order block and push it up to that level. If it fails any one of those, we could really fall and put pressure on that other side. Now, GE. All right, so that's what I was kind of pointing out when it came down to Starbucks, was that there is a strong possibility that the way we're building this up, that they really are compressing the price and there's about to be an explosion. And it could be they were accumulating shares, because when you get a new CEO, sometimes you got to do these pay packages and they include shares and all that stuff. There's a lot that can be done inside of there that they were trying to like really get themselves balanced. But if we look at this chart, these levels are very, very tough, right? They try to get below here and they didn't, and this was probably the most discounted price that you was going to find Starbucks. So now seeing at $90, I would say we're going to have ourselves a nice little gap. We're probably going to get some consensus where they're going to start taking some of their profits, some of their money off the table. So that's what I'm saying. Just be a little careful. Do not just go running and saying, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get the money into Starbucks right now. There's a possibility we're going to get ourselves a little bit of a retracement. Now, let's go ahead and start getting into some of the stuff, because we got like 5 minutes. And my wife threw me off with Starbucks because she knew I was going to go ahead and play Starbucks, but I did not. I'm going to repeat, I did not get into it. I do feel like I missed out a little bit, but it is what it is. You can't get everything. All right, so let's go ahead and get into where's my 8 grid? Let's get my 8 grid up. All right, so here's NASDAQ. So NASDAQ is just slowly just trickling up. I do feel like we're kind of like in this triangle, this wedge like type action. We're between the 200 and the 50 on the daily, so I think we could get a nice little pop up, get rejected on that top side area, and then start to really pull down, maybe even test that 200 again. So that's a couple of things I'm looking at right there. The other one is, well, I gotta start using these icons. The next one is oil. So oil looks like this. If we look at oil, you got yourself a nice little pop up that happened after we filled this fair value gap, which the fair value gap wasn't the strongest. So I knew that it was going to get filled, but I did not think it was going to have such a deep reversal like this. So they really are taking out some of the bears here at this point. So now that we're above the 200, do we have enough strength for us to hold the 200 and get another golden cross? Now, again, this is why I said be careful with oil, because oil is going to give you all types of movement and opportunities. But if you really think about it, we're in a very overly consolidating side. So if you're trying to do a long-term investment of oil, you're going to get chopped up a little bit. You're going to see money, then they're going to take away the money and back and forth, right? So this is the only thing I would say be careful with. And you could see we got golden cross, then death cross, then golden cross, then death cross. This death cross didn't even last a few seconds. They went right back to a golden cross, and this death cross is almost being challenged as well. So that's what I would look at there. Oh, let me speed up. I don't have that much time. All right, so now let's go ahead and talk about gold. So gold looks like this. Again, we're going back into that 2,500, which I'm a little bit surprised because I did point out last time that we already had a nice little gap between this space, and we left a little bit on the table, and we should be filling that area. So I do think we're going to go to the target about 2,400 sometime in the near future. I think we may do a double top type of pattern. Maybe even if you're on the MACD, we're probably going to do like a bearish divergence. So just keep an eye on that as well. Let's go ahead and keep this going. We got silver. Again, silver is replicated by whatever's happened with gold, and you could kind of see gold had a nice little pop-up with silver, but it's not as heavily traded. So you could see right here we're holding above that 200 EMA. I still think we're going to get the rest of the measure move of this M pattern. I still think that that silver is in this downtrend that looks similar to like this, and we got one more angle of that where we're kind of like pointing down like this. So I could see this coming back, and I think I did say the level around 28.55.95. That's the level I'm looking for it to reject and then start to really dump to the downside and play the rest of the measure move. So now let's go ahead and move over to the British pound. The British pound does look like this. If you look at this chart, we're starting to really power up the British pound. That's why the market is pushing up. So now we're back in sync where the market is kind of following the British pound, because as the British pound is gaining power, that means the US dollar is going to go ahead and start to push to the downside. And if you look deep into this chart, we're pushing up, it's pushing up, which is a good thing. So that means we're probably waiting for that CPI data to really do some damage to the market. We probably detached there. So be careful with today's trading as we get closer and closer to CPI data. All right, so here's natural gas. Let's go ahead and get into that one. Natural gas, again, we're not in the right season. I do think we're going to stay in this range. Maybe get a rejection around 2.265. It does look a little toppy on my stochastic on this daily, so maybe we'll get a nice little drop to the downside. Next one is the Russell. We're going to go ahead and get there. Russell is kind of consolidating. They know, and I'm going to point this out, they really know that if we get into that 2000 level and start to come to that downside, there is a strong possibility that the Russell is just going to pour out, and that's not really good for small caps, right? That means we're probably going to take some money off of there and start going into the larger caps. I do think that there is one more pop as we're going into the rest of the election year. So I'm very, very, very curious on how the market is going to react as a whole. So just temper your emotions when it comes down to the Russell for longer time investment. And then the last one is the dollar, and the dollar looks like crap, right? We're trying to avoid that death cross. We already got the cross. It's already here, right? So this is probably going to be that push up that we're thinking that the market should be doing, because as the dollar starts to lose strength, like I was saying with the, oh, there goes my ding, market just started. So as the dollar keeps on getting weaker, the market's going to push up. That means the British pound is going to push up. The euro is going to push up. Everything's going to push up because the dollar is getting weaker. So just keep an eye on your pairs for my Forex traders. Keep an eye on this and the VIX. If you have not looked at the VIX, I think I did a breakdown on the VIX, but I did not post it. The VIX is looking insane, right? I had this almost like symmetrical triangle type of thing happening in itself. I do feel like this was a shot. Actually, some people say that this was a miscalculation. Listen, I'm not saying that it's a miscalculation. I'm not saying that it is right or wrong. I'm just saying I'm going to take what they're telling me. So if somebody, because you can't hide the footprints of what happens in the market, right? So let's just say it is a miscalculation. Maybe we come back down to this downside. But it's funny that I had a trend line going across the top of all these areas. I had a feeling we was going to get a nice little pop-up across there because we kind of did the bump and run. I did play to the downside on a lot of tickers, but this was Friday and rejected, and then we just gap down and do all types of craziness on Monday. I'm just saying maybe somebody took their money out of the market. That's all. It could be, the Feds, because the Feds got a large balance sheet that they got to go ahead and dump and unload. That could be the reason. Maybe we need a little bit of recovery in the market so they can dump another couple thousand trillions into the market. There's a lot that needs to be uncompacted from there. So I would say just be patient along the way. Do not do anything hasty in the market, and you should be fine. All right, let's go ahead and get to it. I just went about a minute over on my breakdowns. Actually, you know what? I want you back to be DXY. That way I could be fully prepared later on. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so what is the market doing now? The market is pushing up a little bit more. Maybe they come back to that 19,000. Maybe. Let's come down to the 15-minute. Get ready for our orb. Let me get my other charts ready. All right. Haven't got any alerts yet either. So let's see. We got a nice little breakout here. Slowly pushing up. Oh, but that 15 minutes is a little on the top side. And 1 hour could probably push some more. I got boom and boom. In 27 minutes, if we could hold this, get a nice little consolidation, maybe to this level, then you got yourself a nice golden cross in a 1 hour. And we could push it even more. So keep an eye on that. Let's see. 4 hour. 4 hours curling. Probably come back to the 200 EMA, because I've been very curious about this. Was that Thursday push down, that violent push down that we had? I was very curious if we were ever going to test this, and maybe we'll get up to about 19,064 before people start taking some of their profits off the table. That could be a nice little area. Let's go back over to oil. Let me see if they're all our oil traders over there, what they doing over there. A low toppy. They used this fair value gap as a support area, and it did make higher high. Nope, but it could be a double top. Could be a double top. Let's come down to the 15-minute. Yeah, could be a double top, because this is actually lower than this point. Maybe come back and retest the 200. If this is the double top, measure move, double top. We're talking about low side, neckline. Trying to get there, boom, and we take, in this channel, we don't take the whole thing because we're no hedge fund. About 50% of the move, maybe get back to 78.90. Let's see how that works out. That'll bring us closer to that 200 EMA on the 15-minute. Maybe get a bounce back up and then continue to the upside, because the 1 hour still looks like this. It looks like it could continue. 2 hour, ooh, or maybe not, maybe not. I'm very curious on how we hold that 780. Yeah, very interested. All right, let's get back over to NQ, and then we'll probably, yeah, they're still pushing this bad boy up. Still pushing it. Get a little bit of a pullback here. Let's come down to the 5-minute. I see that. So we had a nice little push, boom, and then now we get a little bit of a pullback. And see if they can recapture this level and get back to that upper register, because it looked like it got a little momentum to it. Also, if you haven't liked, subscribe, or hit the bell button, by all means, don't be shy. You can go ahead and do that right now. If you are watching this on replay, by all means, you can go ahead and put a couple notes in the comments. Maybe a couple tickers that you want to see, and I'll do my best. I'll go ahead and look over them as well. I was just talking to a good friend of mine. We were talking about Uber. Uber overall, you got solid earnings that just passed on the 6th. Looked like they had a little bit of a pullback. This is a nice recovery after missing earnings here, going negative, which was a little bit of a surprise. It looks a little toppy. Maybe get some consolidation. Maybe reject off of this level. Look for Uber to, grow or turn into straight meltdown at this point somewhere around the ballpark of 73.05. I think that's going to be a key point. Coming back over to Starbucks, I'm very curious of what happened. Did it continue to take off? Nope. A little bit of profit taking, so we got a nice little push up here. They got up to like 93, and we got some profit taking starting. So very curious on that. Man, I'm so mad about that. And the funny thing about it, I was watching Tasty Live. If you have a Tasty Trade account, you should know a little bit about that. And I think one of them was carrying Starbucks, and I was like, I want to carry Starbucks and I want to carry it to dividends, but that consolidation just made me kind of pause. And then towards the end of the day, it turned into a hammer, and that's when I really, really, really kind of pulled back on it. But yeah, this one really is printing. It's still on a downward trend. It's still on a death cross. Is this enough to kind of find a support? I would say I want to see a support of this $88. All right, let's get out of that one. Let me go look at some of my other listed items. Let's talk financial sector. I had Morgan Stanley as a bearish. Let's see what it's doing now. Doesn't look cute. We had a nice little pop up. Doesn't look like we're going to fill this fair value and fill this gap. Massive profit taking happening here, but we came to the 200. I wanted to hold this angle here, something along the lines of that. If I can hold that, then we'll probably go back up. But again, the weekly looks like this. That's going straight down, letting us know that they're probably going to go ahead and lighten up a little bit on it. Monthly looks like this. Look like party just started to the downside. So very interesting spot for the financial sector. Let me go over to the bullish side. HCA, this is in the healthcare. I am very considering on taking something around here. Very, very, very considering that. Got a nice little pop up today. I like how it looks overall. Kind of reminds me of a technique we always talk about in the old community, kind of like that upside down H. Looks like we're kind of rounding it this bottom. Probably get above that 370 level. I had this on my list of items, but again, yesterday was very consolidating. I thought we was going to get the print and then take the trade. So I'm going to still look for a spot here, maybe wait for a pullback. Let's go back over to NQ. Let's see what's going on with NQ. Yep, a little bit of a pullback. Let's come back to the 5-minute. Starting to put a little bit of an inside bar. Maybe we don't capture that whole top side area. On the 1 hour, like I said, the 1 hour does look like party just started, like they're going to go ahead and fill some more. But they did get all of this fair value gap. This was what I was targeting on yesterday, and it just didn't get up there. It was annoying me. Let me expand this chart so I can see more. And actually, let me go ahead and put boom boom. See how this looks. Yeah, so I wanted to see if we could get through there. I know this was going to be a tough area, very, very tough. Like we're going to need real good, crazy economic strength and all types of joy to get through this order block on tomorrow, unless we start to really dissect this today. But this looks like we're really going to be fighting with this area. And this could be a nice little order block rejection for the 1 hour. We got a good golden cross here. So just be patient. Be patient. All right, so we got 5 minutes until our orb. And when that orb starts to kick in, we'll go ahead and block out our highs and lows and see what it does. I am going to be looking... One of my positions pulled back on me. That was jerkish. He was not supposed to do that. Let me go check out on pizza. I got an alert that this hour block was going to hold it down, but it looks like that 46 level is going to be tough. I thought we got some momentum. Maybe we get some consolidation, get to this area, and then kind of get a little push up here. That's what I would be looking for. Starting to get a golden cross there. Already have a golden cross there. and I thought that was going to be our strength. So this could be just a pullback so that way they can get up there. This one kind of fighting to try to break it down, but I think we'll just see what happens with this. See what they do with this value area. All right, back over to NQ. NQ is pulling back some more. I thought it would at least hold 850. Let's come over to the 5 minute. I thought we would hold 850. So now we're kind of building a trend on the 5 minute that kind of looks like this. Let's see what happens. Oh, come on, behave. Just want to adjust the line. There we go. Something along the lines of that. Here's our open, where we kind of been around here. Kind of broke through the support, resistance, and it looked like it's melting down right now. Oh, my wife just sent me a text about Starbucks. Okay, all right. Let me go look at Starbucks again. Where are you seeing this golden cross? I see the golden cross on the 1 hour, maybe. Maybe that's what she's kind of banking on. Oh, this thing is still pushing up. Nice little slight rotation, where they pulled it back a little bit, but it looks like it's pushing up there. Let's see, 15 minute maybe. No, I know it's not the daily. The daily is on the death cross, so I know that's not what she's talking about. Did the 4 hour cross? 4 hour did not cross. 2 hour probably did cross though. Come on, give me my, yeah, 2 hour did cross. But the 2 hour kind of just danced here. And that's what I was saying with that consolidation. It was just being very annoying. And I just was very apprehensive on getting into that. And no, I am not going to get into it yet. I'm going to let the dust settle a little bit. I'll probably have to check it out a little bit later. Let's go ahead and get rid of these lines. And let's get ready for our orb. So what is it that I'll be considering? It looks like we're rejecting at this area here. And we are starting from this point here. Looks very bullish on this 15 minute. Looks strong. 5 minute look like it's trying coming back down. A little bit of a bearish divergence here on this 5 minute. That's probably what that pullback is for. Does it let it go all the way to that oversold? Maybe, but let's just take our sweet old time. Oh, we got back above 850. That's the one I was kind of curious about. We got 46 seconds left. All right, so let's look at some bullish levels. Let's go here. It's hard to say that I really want to deal with the bullish level here. But again, the only thing I could target is this 19.065. So let me just keep that as an idea. 19.065. All right, let me see what the 460 contract looks like. I'm thinking around 460. Where are you? 460. 460 calls. Yeah. Let me just put this as a saved order. I'll save that one. Oh, actually, I got you backwards. I want this here. And I want you on my right side. All right, 460 calls. Let's get 460 calls. That's probably where I'm going to be going if this thing really pans out. And then on the south side, I would say we're probably going a little deep in the gambit. I'm thinking about 8,325, 18,325, maybe 440 puts if it rejects that area. So 460 calls, 440 puts, look like 20 bucks, right? I don't know. Maybe that would be a good iron condor for some. Good morning. Welcome to the party. Maybe that'll be a good iron condor for that, for my spread, folks. But we'll just take it with a grain of salt. For those that don't know, I wait for the 5 minutes to break above there. So right now I'm still setting myself up. Boom, boom, save that, save that. And then I said 440 puts. 440. Ooh. Now, okay. It would be very tricky for those 440 puts. To be honest, we'd probably come back to like 450, 449, 48, somewhere around there. That could be the put area around that 550 level to 525. That could be another one for puts. Yeah, you know what? Just save it. I want to just save the 440 puts, but I'm not saying I'm going to be getting those because we are in the bullish momentum. That IV would have to flip very hard on its head, and yeah, it would have to just really party. So we'll just save the orders, get them ready just in case. Actually, let me get an idea of how many I would get. Really? Ugh. Yeah. Okay. I'll just save that, but it's very, very, very not possible. I'm going to that one. And then for the calls, I'll probably be looking at 12, 14. Okay, about 14. Let's give it a buffer 12. All right, boom, boom. And then this one over here, what I did, and save that. And then this one here, if I, and save that as 6. All right, so here's our 15-minute. Let's go ahead and just zoom in here. We got our 15-minute areas here. And then we got our 5-minute right there. I'm looking for a 5-minute close above that level to that upside. Again, I do think we're now walking into a very tough area. The 900 level is probably going to be tough. If we go back to that 1 hour, this is an area where it has a lot of action, kind of like an order block in itself. Let's see how much strength they got to go through it. And that's why I kind of looked at the put side, just in case. But this momentum on this upside, especially with the golden cross on the 1 hour, makes me want to go to the upside. So just be smart, folks. Don't force it. Make sure it follows your trading plan. Let me see. Any alerts came? I don't think I got any alerts. So we might be just chopping right now. Patience, folks. Patience. 5-minute is closing above it. Let's see it. Let's see a bit of a test, because so a couple things. We're going into the psychological level at 18,900. We're going into that order block that's sitting right there at the 900. I want to be bullish because this would be the break of my area. MACD looks like it's flirting with putting a bearish divergence because this is not nowhere near the strength that got us here. And is it enough? I thought about taking it off of here on the bounce, but I didn't want to catch a... Oh, it's a tough one. Let's do this differently. Let's do it like how I kind of did yesterday. I'm going to go super light. And one. If this thing gives me another bounce that looks a little comfortable, I will go ahead and execute something relatively light, knowing that I'm in this order block. Let me get my preview ready. So I'm thinking about, not saying this is your answer. Again, I'm not a fiduciary. I'm just saying I'm looking at the level. I'm thinking somewhere of a $3 move on Qs. All right, executing light. So what I'm going to be looking for, now that it's kind of like giving that push, I am going to be looking for this fair value gap on this 5 minute to really hold for the next 3 minutes. So then we would get a 15 minute that just stays on this higher side, and it just really starts to slope this up and continue to that upside. And if it breaks, let me see. If it starts to break, I'll be more confident here. If it breaks here, let me put a line here. If it breaks here, I'll probably add to the position, assuming that not only the fair value gap is holding, that the 1 hour fair value gap is going to do a monstrous move to really destroy some puts, and then this golden cross will hold. That's the two I'm looking at. But let's come back over to the 5 minute, because we're gonna step this on the right way. Like I said, I went light with the possibility of a flirtation of a 5 minute bearish divergence. Now, the bearish divergence, don't get it twisted when it's all said and done. Bearish divergences can be areas of entry, especially with so much momentum on a higher time frame. So we may get some consolidation here, hence the reason why I said I'm going to wait the full 3 minutes with this light position, see what it does, and then get another push and grab some others. So we'll see what happens. Possibly, and it's not a guarantee that I'm going to be getting more, but as I say, it does, and I'll probably jump into some more. That said, let me go ahead and do, not you, because we're not going to be putting you down no time soon. Let's copy that. This would be a 2 burger. This would be, copy that. Maybe a 4 burger. We'll see what happens there. So what I'm looking for is that not only do we kind of like hold it down here again. Oh, actually, I am tripping. What I did not do is look to make sure that there's any news coming at 10, because there's a tendency of news popping up at 10, and we could be just consolidating, setting up for something vicious. Very possible, very possible. But again, I went light on purpose. No, we don't. We got a Fed speaking at about 1:15, so that could add some volatility. There goes our bearish divergence. There's going to be a pullback. I'm looking for this to kind of treat it like an order block and maybe reset this 5 minute. That's what I'm kind of looking for. So again, my stop is going to be the center or south side of the orb itself. So to differentiate which one's the orb and which one's not, let's do this as bullish, and we'll call this one right here bearish. That way we know which one is the orb and which one is me just marking up levels. Okay, but yeah, I don't see anything in particular. Maybe that's a nice little pullback, so that way it can go ahead and give us another pop to the upside. So I'm just going to go ahead and just take my sweet time with this one. I am not considering the dumping of it yet. but it is putting a little bit of pain. I don't like losing. No one likes losing. All right, let's go check on oil while we wait for this thing. Oil, 15 minutes. Ooh, yep, double top oil. I hope somebody actually took that. I don't know, maybe, possibly. But yeah, so this one on the 1 hour looks like it's gonna go ahead and come right down, and maybe even test that 50 EMA. So that should be fun. Gold. Did gold make some highs? It's trying. It is trying. 1 hour looks like it's going to keep on going, but that 4 hour looks like they just peeled it back. See if gold does it. See if gold does it. Dollar. Oh my God, dollar. Look at that bad boy. They are just bleeding the dollar out. Look at that. That strength of the dollar is worthless. Got a fair value gap at 102.64 in the 1 hour. Maybe that's where they aim for. Let's get out of here. Let's go back over to NQ, 5 minute. Let's see what that chart looks like. So yeah, like I was saying, I was looking for, oh, wait a minute. You mother suckers. I did not see that. Lord. I do not like that. We're going to come back to 861, rebalance, and look for a bounce. That's the only thing I can look for here. This pop-up here, we created a void, which is not good. And for those that probably got in a little early, do not do average downs, or at least try not to, unless it's at key level support. That was not really a key level support on why we're bouncing right now. Could be dangerous territory. We got a minute and 24 seconds on this 5 minute. And based on how the market is going, we might have a late or breakout, which I'm not a fan of. But we gotta take the market that they give us. We do not control the market. All right. So like I said, I am looking for it to give me some strength, some cushion, some boom like that, and get above this level here. I want it above here. Get around that 933 level. Then that means we're knocking out a few 1 hour wicks. Got 36 seconds. Get ourselves a close above here. I would love for it to hold 900. Hold 900. We're probably going to be going up high. Come on, 900. Come on, get up there, 900. I'm still in the bullish thesis for right now, but very, very, very light leverage. All right, so this is what I'm seeing here. Imbalance, fair value gap. Unfortunately, we didn't get that above here, so now we're not gonna go ahead and liquidate that. I think they're gonna try to pull this bad boy down. If they make this 1 hour retest my orb, I don't know, maybe, but I would love a strong power up right now and just like really start to take off to that upside. I think it's capable of doing it, because we didn't really dump the last time, but it's not cute. It's not cute at all. All right, so let's go ahead and monitor this as I try to reposition myself. I'm looking at it as if this is our new pivot. in itself. Let me make this yellow, because we should be making higher highs off of this. Hold on to it for 5 more minutes. If it breaks above here, add. Let me see. Do I have both screens? Power E-Trade, you have so much to desire. So much. All right, let me just close out my screen for right now. Oh, I know what I could have did. Okay. All right. Maybe you don't have a lot to desire. I see what y'all want me to do. And we save that there. All right. We got like about 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. Give me 1 second, folks. All right. We're back at it again. So what I don't want to see looks like it's flirting to happen. At 5 minutes curling here. Another spike up, flirting with more bearish divergence action. I feel like it's going to be a bull trap. I mean a bear trap that the smaller time frames are thinking about counter trend trading, though the 1 hour looks like this with the golden cross and we're above in a bullish state. 2 hour looks like this, 4 hour looks like this, and the daily is like party just started to try to catch up with those lower time frames that's below it, not the 5. So I think the 5 minutes is the entry, and let's see what happens. I went to 1 minute by accident. But it has to hold the 900 level. It just has to. It's not going to be bullish if we keep breaking down that 900. 900 has to be support. All right, we got about 60 seconds left on this candle. Probably get ourselves another push up here. It would be great because I got a couple of ideas. I'm gonna go ahead and load this one up. A lot of top wicking on this 5 minute. They want to break down the 900, but I think we're going to hold. I think we're going to hold the 900. We got 15 seconds left. Like I said, 8933 is a very, very tempting spot. Could be a good spot for entry if you're not in a trade, because I'm assuming that momentum of the 5 will carry it. Oh, that's not good. One of my alerts just came in. We did a massive attack of momentum here. All right, since I have such a such a low DTE, I'm going to go ahead and get out of these positions, especially with my alert put in its place in there. I am going to consider, oh hell no, not with those many contracts. I am going to consider that we might hold under the 900. I am looking for 866 to be possibly tested in the midst of this, and looking for something along the lines of a downtrend that looks similar to this. Well, I want that 5 minute to close first. All right. Got an alert going. Let's see. I can't find my chart. There is my chart. Ah, that is not it. Goated. There we go. All right, so they retested the orb there. Maybe we get another bounce, and then we get into that 1933. I'm leaning on possible no here, but we'll see, because I do think they're going to go ahead and try to address something below, especially that we made lower lows here. I'm thinking we're going to go back down to 61. That's what I'm leaning on. So that said, I am going to cancel this and cancel this, and I am going to, you know what, I'm going to cancel that one too. That was a bit of a nutty play, and I'm not going to go ahead and take that type of risk. Let's go with a possible at the money. Let's go with that. So I took about a 16 bucks drawdown on that last trade, which is okay. Cut it quick, get the hell out of there. I may consider 455. Keep an eye on 455. Let's go 455, 455. Save and save. And again, this is going to be part of counter trend trading, but if it wasn't for the fact that my alert had triggered, I wouldn't even be considering this. I do think that we're still doing the bullish orb, and we're probably going to break out to the upside. So this is a little bit of dangerous territory. Up, we might trigger the loss on my alert. So I'm thinking anything under 8.99 I may consider shorting, because that would be, let me fix that, the angle of what I'm thinking is going to happen with this 5-minute trend like this. That's the real trend. I was slightly off. It's trying to hold it down. Let me put this on the side so I can keep an eye. Oops, not this one. I'm going to put this on the side here so I can keep an eye on this one. Oh, Lord. Ah, I sent only one. That was a very bad entry on my second one. All right, they closed below it. And again, this is counter trend a little bit, but I am looking for them to rebalance here and come under 61. Let's see if I get it. Or did they just kind of like liquidation sweep, and then they're going to try to give it another double bottom down here? We'll see. Patience. They're trying to build a base here. I don't think they're going to get it. We're probably going to recapture this wick down. I'm looking for inside of here, down in this level. Now, this horn, like I said, it's in a very bullish state, right? So this could be all sweeps, so that way they can just push it right back up. So if you are taking this on the theory that I'm thinking that we're going to come back down inside of here and get into that 62 level, just understand what you're risking, understand what you're looking for, and if it doesn't give it to you, be ready to cut it quick. Okay, just please do not do nothing reckless. Because if this thing blows off the top here, I'm gonna just accept my losses and just call it a day. And that's exactly, and that's, there goes my alert. That's that. And that's all I'm saying, between the bullet state and everything, but that, it was just looking too tempting that we could come back for that target with a bearish divergence there. All right, getting myself ready to get out of there, but it looks like it's pulling back a little faster than I expected. Could have been a sweep of the high to go down, because it's starting to look very megaphone pattern like on this 5 minute. Gets above that again, I may just do that. That was a little bit of a violent rejection after they liquidated my alert. All right, coming back down to that base that they built. Does it fall right through? Did they take their profits, or is this thing gonna go back up against that trend? There's a lot of dancing happening on this 5 minute. If it wasn't for that, like I said, it's the void that's making me want to do this. Like, I'm holding on because I think that void is the impact that they're going for. We're coming back down into that 69 level. I got us down as much as 20%. I think they just swept that. Now we're turning this into a hammer. I think the 5 minutes probably going to dump here, but this thing's really, really, really toying. And especially we just made highs there. Makes it hard to really try to cut this here. You kind of recapture that wick, but the problem is, like I said, a good position for any more bulls to get in would be somewhere around that 62 level. So I'm looking to sell it down to that level. Come on, give me a lower low, baby. Y'all got me close to cutting it as much as possible. Come on, baby. Come on, give me the lower low. Come on, baby. You got it in you. You got it. They re-pushed it up again. We got 3 minutes and 24 seconds on the next candle. Everything's pointing down. I think they're afraid that the MACD is going to follow. They're trying to catch it here because that's the top of the block of the 15 opening range. $15 looks like it's putting in what could be considered an evening star. We're back under 900 again. Like I said, that 900 level is what the bulls want. They want that 900 level and stay in there, and then more buyers step in to support their thesis. Well, we're rejecting like this, so they keep on buying on the orb. Which one wins? Oh, there we go. There she blows. There she blows. Come on. Now, I kind of went too out of the money. Come on. You got it. You're not going to buy it back up like that. A bear trap into a bull trap? Very possible. But yeah, we're supposed to add another one there as soon as we broke through, but it happened so fast. I'm just gonna wait for the level to just happen and just see where it goes from there. With this dancing that they're doing, it's making it hard for me to really see the benefit of this impact. I guess I should have did the one at the money instead of the two. But I was thinking that this 5 minute was just going to just flat out dump. Like there was not going to be any hesitation on this. And I really want to see what it does at this level at 861. So I'm going to be patient. Now that I went from being down, you know what? I forgot. I do have the P&L one. What just happened to my P&L? Oh, wrong P&L one. That's why. I have my P&L one. So I've been as low as like 20%, which is roughly around my threshold, 20 to 30%. But we're going doji to doji, which is not a good sign for these. We're back above the opening range. It doesn't look like it can hold above the opening range. So now what I would consider as a potential stop loss would be something along the lines of something like this. Oh, yeah, I want to move that. 1 second. All right, boom. Something along the lines of really still this, right? Because party just started. And I'm looking for the 5 minute MACD to really hold that down. But we are in a bullish state on the MACD. So this could be just all retracement until they get the stock to turn right back around and then really push against us on this one. So visually mental stop loss here, but ultimate stop loss is actually probably about at that level in itself. But you see what I meant? That's why counter trend trading is very important, that you get that impact. I was looking for that impact to happen so much faster than that. They came back, retested 900 level again. Did we get close enough to it? All right, so we had some bears that was sitting just under 900. Now that we closed inside of that range, I am, oh, you know what I just thought about? We might do consolidation like yesterday, where we slowly drift up, because we got PPI before CPI, and that's tomorrow. So we just got the PPI data. This is the one that kind of got us up here. A little recap to the PPI data. Let me go look at it again. Everything was bearish for the dollar. That's the reason why the dollar is dropping. So could it be that this is a prelude before a kiss of death? I don't know. We'll see. This is the part of my trading journey where I'm still working on. 5-minute increments is what I want to hold on to trades, giving it that time to breathe and, you know, make my decisions based on what I see. Like this. What does this look like? This looks bearish. So there's a lot that can happen during this, but technically I'm looking at the chart like that and not overreacting because of what the candles are going live, right? And just trying to keep that mindset there. But being able to do that while still having it open like this. Five-minute is making a lower high. They can turn this all the way back bullish right here, and they have enough sentiment to do so, especially how I kind of broke down that 1 hour and everything else. But it looked really good to kind of see this as a potential evening star in the forming. And if you could catch it before it makes that third leg, which comes back down here, I just need this to, oh, can we get it? Can we get it? Can we get it? Because that's what that's where I'm like sitting my thesis. Nice little break below here. Very even star. We got like 6 minutes left on this candle, but I'm not going to wait the whole 6 minutes. I'm going to wait for if it does something reckless on my downtrend in itself. So I'm kind of considering this area as a liquidation sweep as they try to get themselves back inside of this level. I'm looking for the level of 18,861. That's what I'm looking for, 18,861, before the bulls start really realizing like, okay, we just cannot push this back up. So I might be wrong. Right now down 12%. I know this is a little bit longer video. I apologize in advance. Normally I end this around 10:15. That way it allows me to focus on my trades and let you focus on your trades, right? But unfortunately, this is the opening range not really breaking out to the way I thought it was going to break out. And we'll see. We'll see. Quick pick on the dollar. Let's see what the dollar is doing. Dollar's making lower lows, so that's not a good sign for my puts. All right, it just matched up right there. So my mental stop is being tested. My overall stop is all the way at that top area there. So the question mark that is going to be placed here now, right? Because you see how the 5-minute MACD is starting to uncross. Does it hold above that 900? And if it does hold above that 900, does it take off from there and ultimately hitting my stop? All right, there goes my original downtrend line before they did a little bit of a liquidation sweep there. I would have to think that the choppy up is a bit of the buyers trying to get in there, and then the sellers are just sitting back and they're probably going to dump for the next 5 minutes. But we'll see, because this is making higher lows, higher highs in the more recent, in the past 10 minutes. So it's trending up against it. Let's see the 15-minute. Let's see what the 15-minute looks like so far. Still bullish. Still bullish. Like I said, it was a tempting idea to see this as a potential evening star. I might not get it. They're using the orb as an area of buying, right? They're trying to keep it bullish. but we have not touched the bottom part of the range ever since we started the opening range. So that's very interesting. That's the one that really is making me like, holy crap, they might really push this thing up. All right, they're coming back to that 900 level again. Let's go monitor this on the 5 minute. Let's see how this looks. Lots of consolidation. Lots of consolidation. Yeah, there we go. That's that one. That's my trend line being tested. If it fails to hold, we'll just take this L and call it a day. And that'll be our trade for today. Not every trade is always a W. Depending on your leverage. You're talking about between 20, let me see where I'm at about 40, 20 to 40 bucks, depending on what position, what contract you picked, if you had followed that. If you are still playing the orb and you're playing it to the upside, especially with this 5 minute building this little bit of a channel as it tries to burrow through all of the bearish action, you should be kind of up, depending on if you're close to the money. There goes that 900 level. They're holding it there again. Looking for my trend line to fail. Ultimate stop loss is up there. 5 minute Stochastic is pointing up, which is not a good sign. MACD is already there. Keeps getting slammed at that trend line. I don't know. They keep on stabbing at it. Those trend lines don't hold if you keep on hitting it over and over and over again. Not in the greatest spot for me. Not in the greatest spot. All right, getting a little bit of a pullback here. Could they be tired because they tried it? They try to hold that channel. Is this where they give it up? 15 minutes about to wrap up very soon. So we're going to get a double doji. Double doji. I don't like double dojis. These usually tend to be potential continuations to the upside. Double dojis. But that was a fun 15 minutes. If I actually got this where it closed below here, almost potentially another red candle down. So we're going to go ahead and lick our wounds here. Come back to the 5 minute. Give it a chance to see what it wants to do. Does it take out that lower point or not? Because it could take out all three of those lower lows. And does it? It's back at the orb again. Okay, we keep stabbing between. This is why it's so annoying. It's just stabbing at the orb and then it bounces. Instead of the orb bounces, now it's putting pressure on my downtrend line. Can we get a rejection here? Are we going to get that dump? Is this it? Is this it? I don't want no long wicks now. I don't want no long wicks now. Take out that low. Take out that low. Take out that low. Because that would be more than likely an M pattern on this lower time frame. Take out that low. Come on, take out that low. Oh, come on, take out that low. This might be the best part of this whole video. Come on. Take it out. All right, so I was down like about 25%. I'm down like 9%. If it gets back above the orb, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. That is the stuff. All right, yes, it got me back to break even. I am considering of just cutting it, but it looks so much like an M pattern. I'm gonna see if I can get all of the measure move, which would mean I'll probably come down into this wick here, and then that should open up the printers. Don't tell me it's buying up the dip again. Come on now, come on, come on, come on, break it down, break it down. We're coming through 861. The broker's got a job to do, and that's filling orders. Come on, baby. You got a beautiful lower time frame M pattern. Let the M ring. Come on now. Now you see, and this is why I kind of stuck with it. Look what the MACD is doing now, and this is what's eating up my theta. Like I know y'all seen my profits. Like it was like at break even. We barely went anywhere. Now I'm down 3%. I'm doing a zero DTE. These are very, very dangerous. I'm a more advanced trader. When they print, they print. When they don't, they don't. And this is a good example of that. So if you are a newer trader, I do suggest that you stick with the at least next day, maybe next week type of contracts. The brand spanking new traders, I would love for you to go ahead up. They filled my area that I was looking for. I'm up 5%. I would love, 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 love for you to get contracts that's over 30 days as far as your trades in itself, because it can get very, very tricky and very, very dangerous, very, very fast. All right. Also, though, quickly as I kind of get all my ducks in a row, I do have my camp that's coming up. The link will be inside of this video's description. Go ahead and sign up for the camp. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to working with everybody, new traders, old traders, doesn't matter, because the goal behind it is for you to become a profitable trader. So I'm challenging everybody to build their profitable skills. All right, so that's going to be the challenge. It's going to start August 26th. Go ahead and click the link in the description for more information, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. All right, so I'm back down 11%. They're using that area like an order block, like they're going to bounce it up. I'm looking for this thing to close inside of the orb, because if it closes inside of the orb, then there's a strong possibility it'll just go ahead and play to the bottom of the orb, and that's what I'm really wanting to do. We'll end this at 45 so we can see how this all pans out. So we'll give it another 10 minutes. You're not going to go ahead and push it all the way back outside of the orb. That's a very long wick, very long. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. Now I'm looking for them to use this orb as a resistance area. Like no matter what, I think my downward trend line has some legs to it. So I'm gonna still, yeah, they just beating me up on theta right now. I'm still gonna follow the thesis that this here is what so basically what I'm doing mentally. Each time a candle, I'm doing like stop, stop, stop. So this candle over here, the stop was actually over here, which I was happy for, but then we started making higher highs. So now my stop was technically when this candle was here and this was forming, my stop was here, and now that this stop candle is here, my stop was actually here, and then now this candle is forming, so I'm still waiting for this in itself. Mentally doing that while this one is just operating and building itself. They really are trying to make this a bullish orb, and they are not even being any way shy about it too. I would say for all my bulls, please be careful because it's treating this as a selling area for right now. So make sure you find a good support that you feel confident with your entry time frame as you're going up. All right, coming close to my trend line. Yep, they took it out, so I am going to cut it with the 30%, 30% loss. It's just taking too many stabs at it. It's just taking way too many stabs at it. It doesn't make any sense for me to hold on to that trade. I will take that L. That was about 50, 60 bucks of that L. I'll find it in another trade. Even if it just turns around and just falls now, it doesn't even matter. But we're just consolidating, kind of going in that up and down. So be careful on your trades. The market is being a little low volume, low movement, and everything else. So you're gonna be probably playing ranges. That said, I will see y'all tomorrow, 9:15. We're gonna have CPI data to look at, and that should be a little bit more fun. Yeah, have a great day. Till we meet again.